Question 2. What is the mean of 1/5, 3/5, 2/5, 3/5, and 2/5 as a fraction? Well, we should know the famous poem, hey diddle diddle, the mean is the middle, add them up, then divide. That's the mean. The mode is the one that happens the most, and the range is the difference between. Well, we don't normally do this with fractions, but you can still work it out with fractions, the mean average of a set of fractions. So we're going to follow the rule. We're going to add them all up, and then we're going to divide by 5 because there are 5 fractions. So we know it's going to be the total's going to be out of fifths because there's a common denominator that's all in fifths. So 1/5 plus 3/5 is 4/5. Then if you add another 2/5, that's 6/5. Another 3/5, that's 9/5. And another 2/5, that makes 11/5. So I make that come to 11. 1 plus 3 plus 2 is 6, plus another 3 is 9, plus another 2 is 11. So yeah, it's 11/5. But then we need to divide it by how many there are. Well, there are 5 fractions, so it's 11/5 divided by 5. And this means you're dividing a fraction by a whole number. And this is where we need to remember the keep, change, flip song from YouTube. If you forgot what it is, then go to YouTube, type in the search, keep, change, flip, dividing fractions, and then the song will come up. And it's basically these cartoon characters rapping about how to remember that it's keep, change, flip for dividing fractions. So you keep the first fraction the same, 11/5, change the divide for a times, and then the second fraction, well, that's not a fraction yet, so you need to make it into a fraction by putting an invisible 1. You could actually put the invisible 1 at the start, so 5 is the same as 5/1. So keep the first fraction, change the divide for times, and flip the second fraction upside down. So 5/1 becomes 1/5. And then once you've done that, the reason why you do it is because dividing by 5/1 actually has the same answer as timesing by the upside down version of that. So divide by 5/1 has got the same answer as timesing by 1/5. And the reason why you do it is because we know how to times two fractions together. We just do top times top, bottom times bottom. So top times top is going to be 11 times 1, which is 11. And bottom times bottom is going to be 5 times 5, which is 25. So your final answer is going to be 11 for the top and 25 for the bottom. 11/25 is the mean average of those fractions.